Hello there. So let's rant a little bit. I feel like ranting. And I'll start with this question. Can a 19-year-old teenager deceive a 27-year-old woman into getting pregnant? Do you think it's possible? Well, this is the story about a certain musician who was a young boy who was in the university, decided to do music, went to the nightclub, met a certain lady who was like, say, 26, 27. And then they started a discussion and, began to smoke together. And then the lady asked him, so who are you? And he says, I'm this and that. I don't like my parents. My parents don't like me. There's no love lost between us. And then, they hit up a relationship. And then, of course, pregnancy sets in. And the parents of the boy were like, how? Why? You can't go to the streets and pick somebody. You are a decent person. You're from a good family. No, you cannot marry this person. And then the trouble started. And as God will have it, this particular lady had a big man who was also respected in the society, who was from her place. And so he stood in for her and said, no, you cannot impregnate this lady and then go away. And then the fight started like 9 years ago. And then, they were going back and forth. Then at the end of the day, nothing really happened between them. And then people were now saying that, this lady set a trap for the guy, knowing that he's from a rich family. So if she got pregnant for him, at least they were going to force him to marry her. And then, of course, at that time, that early stage, there was the issue of, hey, the lady is smoking Igbo, she's into substance, she's not fit enough to keep the child. However, you know how the Child's Rights Act is. She was able to keep the child because a child, of course, stays with the mother at infancy. Anyway, along the line, it seemed like they reconciled and things were going on fine between them. But then again, the young man reconciled with his family. Now he begins to listen to his family. And then you know how it is. The family who has a good name wants a good name. They don't want nyama nyama. And so they began to advise him, you needed to stay with this, you needed to do that. And then don't forget, this young boy also growing up because he wanted to get his papers, also got hooked to some lady in America and was married to her because he needed papers. So he was already a married person in America. And so he was also, as this older lady that has a child for him was busy telling him that we'll marry. He too was saying, don't worry, I don't want to be charged for bigamy. I want to be able to end that relationship in America. Now, only God knows tomorrow. This guy becomes very big. Both of them become very big and prominent people in society. And now they are dragging the child. And people say, it was the 19-year-old boy that deceived the 27-year-old girl to get a child, to get pregnant for him, that it didn't matter in the world. Now, when a 19-year-old boy tells you something, you believe him. A 19-year-old boy is a teenager, an adolescent. He knows nothing. So, in my own opinion, all along, the lady knew what she was doing. He's from a rich family. We will use the pregnancy to trap him. Solely my opinion from this story that I've heard. And then, on the boy's side, he lost his mother, his father had other wives, and he too needed a shoulder like every other teenage boy, especially from, teenage years to 21. These boys need a shoulder to cry on. And anybody that treats them like a child wins their heart. But remember, it's like pouring water in the basket. So really, did this 19-year-old boy really deceive this 27-year-old lady into getting pregnant? Wisdom is profitable to direct. Now, let's hear your comments.